Alright, so let's look at it here. Here's the modal box, the Lydian box. We're going to look at a difficult box, but it's going to be easy for what we're doing. Now, we're not looking at the C box, we're looking at the Lydian box. So we're going to draw a box there. We'll give it the nice Lydian color. Okay. So here's the Lydian box right here. It's hard to see. It's ridiculous. So what we have here, we're going to make a fret nut. Pretend like this is the fret nut on your guitar. Okay. Now E, that note becomes E. E is the fourth of what? E is the fourth of B. We can play in any of the white key major keys. So E would be the fourth of B, the third of C, the second of D, the root of E, the seventh of F, the sixth of G, the fifth of A, and the fourth of B. So we can play in the key of B. Alright, so therefore we need, if we want to play the open strings involved in that key, so it gives us 7 keys to play in. I don't even need a capo. The capo is there because my guitar is down tuned, but your fret nut would be there. So in that case, we would have 4, 5, 6, playing in the key of B now. So let's just play some B stuff. Major there. Okay, so got a little confused there, but that's some B stuff, right? So it's the key of B. So we're going to do the 4, 5, 6, but we want to do the pentatonic. So now we're going to start here on an A shape there. Alright, we're going to take it A. What are we looking at? We're looking at an A pentatonic. 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5, normal A pentatonic, 6 root, but we want to exploit the open strings. Root is there, but root is B now, right? Because that's the B string. Root is there, the fourth is there. See, we want to play those open strings. Okay, here, this looks like, where would our B be? Our B would be, if E is the fourth, okay, B is the root. Where's our root chord? Our root chord is out here a little bit. So the pentatonic would start on 5, 6. Want to play those open strings. So when we get to the 6 on the 4th string, we're going to go back over, down 1. Okay, we're going to go down 1 scale degree from the pentatonic here and the D to the E again. So we're just going to play 6 to the root 2, 3. Okay, so let's hone in on that beat. Okay, then we got the 6. One more time. Okay, we're back. So, it suffices to say that it behooves us to be able to play scales within a modal cage that can exploit the open strings. Okay, see that root 2, 3 part up there. You know, and you can get that. You can get the 5 there. Okay, the 5 of the B, which is an F sharp. It's not, you know, don't go to that red 5 there in the key of C. You know, so it's something like. I mean, that's kind of breaking a musical rule, but it shows you that you can bounce off of there. It's a bad example, I think, for the Locrian box. So, well, let's hop on over to the Locrian box, rather, Lydian box there. Okay, again we have, you know, E cross A cross C, which is the A minor in the Locrian box. Okay, E shape, A shape, C shape in the Locrian box. If you wanted E to be the 7th, it would be the key of F there. And so I guess we can't get out of drawing a fret nut. So we're going to draw a fret nut right here. That would, yeah, that is our Locrian box here, because the root 2-3, we would want the fret nut over there, okay, in the Ionian box, so that the root is the open string. Now the 7 is the open string, so low E is the 7th, E is the 7th of F. Okay, so play away for this in pentatonic would be just start on that F. Okay, but if we want to do the cutout, when we get to the 4th string, the G string, we're just going to play this 2 here now. We want to go to the 5, 6. Actually, you know what? It doesn't look like it needs a cutout, because we don't have an open string in the Locrian box. I've said this before. We don't have an open string to play there, to be concerned with playing. We want to play the 7, but not in a pentatonic. So diatonically, we could play a cutout. We're going to take this D string shape here, and we're just going to go 2, 3. We don't have a doubled note here, you see. We have it in the box. Okay, we have it in the box there. So Locrian's kind of a bad example too. I just did that so just to show you, you know, I'm not afraid to look at a bad example for the problem either. See if we could turn the drawing tool off. So let's look at the D box here. So here's our mighty D box, D2, 3, 4, okay? Pentatonic is just 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2. We could go over there for the old D, but not in the cutout boxes. We're not going over there. We want all open strings, right? So when we get to root 2, 3, here's our key sitting right there. Here's our key. Our elephant key right there. So we got root 2, 3, and then over the next box, D goes to C. The word cage starts over again. So we got root 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5 there. If we want to just play the open string, we have to back string 5 down 1 scale degree and play that instead. So we're going to go 5 and then skip right to 6. Okay, so here's our D. Now, what we want to do is put the capo on the D now to demonstrate that the whole purpose of this thing in this D box, the whole purpose of the thing is to play the, why don't I have color? Right there. Color there. We want a nice D kind of color. So we're going to put it right there. The whole purpose is to play it open string. That's what the cutouts are for. They're for open string, the G string cutouts. So 2, 3, 4. Now we can't do this anymore. Let's just start a D from the 2nd string. We can't go like that. We can't do that anymore, right? So we've got to play the G string cutout. And when we're doing pentatonics, we're only going to play one note and then go over and catch this open string 6. Like that. So we want 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2. Then we're going to go to 5, 6 there, but we're going to take root 2, 3 over. We might be able to. We might be able to. Root 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, we did take the walkover, but when we go to the 5 here, we're going to go up to the other string shape, which is one like that, okay? Remember what we can play that D a number of ways. If we had enough fretboard, we could just go, or the long pattern with the walkover, and finish, go from D to C in cage, like that. Okay, but if we got the capo there and we want to take the G string cutout, I didn't go to that F, see, because that was just one note on that string. Okay, so that's the gist of the G string cutout. Let's, I've demonstrated in a couple of different cages, and so it's important, you'd have a capo there. If that was what is E the second of? E is the second of D. So if you're in the key of D, you can do that from the open string, okay? And you can play in the key of D like that and do that D shape, in the cage right there. So let's wrap that up and let's go on to today's topic. And I had put this caged wall in here so we could do anything. This is like an atlas, but it's a little too much, right? So let's look at today's, and this is new for me. I haven't mastered this technique yet, but I'm explaining it to you. Chart 360, triads and cages, the missing links. Okay, I didn't find the missing link, so I just decided to name these the missing links, which is the lower middle 3 strings and the upper middle 3 strings. These are difficult triads to see. It's easy to see the bottom string triads. So let's first look at the bottom string triads and the top string triads. By the way, I only did this for the caged, the normal cage, short cages. Okay, so the bottom string triads are here. I put a little spacer here. That's not a note or anything. It's just a spacer so you can see the bottom 3 strings. So we can look at triads in the bottom 3 strings here, such as in the D cage we were just looking at. We have a 3-5 root right there, 3-5 root, which is first inversion. Didn't know